1 2 1 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the most critically acclaimed podcast in India, Whiners and Losers. You see the wordplay there? Whiners and losers, like winners and losers. But since we're not winners, we're just losers, and we whine a lot. That's why we call it Whiners and Losers. I am your host, and I'd like to remain anonymous. So I'm not gonna reveal my name or my identity or anything. It's better this way, so that people wouldn't recognize me in case I get famous or I become a celebrity or this podcast becomes so huge that everyone's just like, who does Whiners and Losers? Who is the guy who's programming Whiners and Losers? So, on that note, today is 10th August 2024. The time right now is 12:20 a.m. It's night, it's dark, it's silent. Maybe you can hear some chirping behind, or maybe you can't. I have a shitty mic that I bought for, 300-400 rupees, but it works. So whatever works. And I'm reporting from the parts unknown, and this is my weekly podcast. I thought about calling it a live chat, but I think a chat consists of a conversation between more than one person, and since I don't have anyone, I thought, okay, let's just call it a podcast. And today is a historical day, because this is our debut episode, our first episode. So if anyone's listening, which is a big if, I'm super fucking grateful to you. And remember, you're part of the show's history now, right? And this is obviously a new medium for me. I have written things on Substack and stuff, but I've never recorded my own voice, because like most people, I hate the sound of my own voice. I don't feel very comfortable, but like they say, that's how you grow. So here we are with a new podcast called Whiners and Losers, sponsored by Piss, Shit and Abortion. That got dark. Neither here nor there. Let's start. Let me do some programming notes, some housekeeping notes, if I may. So I'm gonna discuss almost anything and everything that excites me, that just like sparks any interest in me, be it sports, combat sports, cricket, be it entertainment, movies, music, literature, politics, economics, finance, geopolitical scenarios, wars, history, so whatever, or just bodybuilding. Who knows? I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm trying to consistently go to the gym, but yeah, I'm really trying. And this time I think hopefully it's gonna work. With God's blessing, it's gonna work. So I just recently I started watching season 3 of The Bear, and I'm on the second episode. And Kami, the main character, the lead chef in the show, has a thing that he notes down, like non-negotiables, and he mentions a bunch of things there, like we are running a different menu every day and stuff like that. And somebody calls it, just treat them like goals, and he's like, no, these are not goals, these are non-negotiables. So I've also made a non-negotiable list of myself, which includes going to the gym at least 5 times in a week, and among other things. There are a bunch of other things as well in it. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Speaking of The Bear, I recently rewatched the first 2 seasons on account of the new season that was released. So in order to prepare myself to watch the new season, I always do it. I watch the older seasons. And back when I watched it for the first time, I considered those seasons to be masterpieces. Like this TV show was a masterpiece in my eyes, and it still holds. Upon rewatch, I can still say confidently that this is an extremely good TV show, like a masterpiece, yeah, in its own right. One of, if not the best TV show that came out recently, because everything is just like, especially the editing and the show is just flawless. It's phenomenal. The directing, even the acting is great. Like there's sometimes acting could be a bit sus, but that rarely happens. Usually it's good, but editing is just flawless, just flawless. And also I recently rewatched Normal People, and to put it candidly, didn't enjoy it as much as I did on the first watch, but still a great TV show, because I'm currently reading everything Sally Rooney has written. So for people who doesn't know, Normal People is based upon a novel called Normal People, which is written by this great Irish author, Sally Rooney. And she has written a bunch of novels and bunch of short stories. So I've just read about everything she's written, and I've already read each novels that she's written. She's written about 3 novels. The first one is called Conversation with Friends. Second one is Normal People, her most popular one, and the third one is called Beautiful World, Where Are You? I'm currently rereading. I've already reread Conversation with Friends. That is her best work till date, her best book, without a doubt. I think that's a magnum opus. I hope that's what it's called, her best work. You can see the hunger of a new writer, like somebody who's like really working on a craft and really want to prove that they're elite. That book is just great. Normal People is not, like, I personally, I didn't like it as much. And like people usually say, whenever a book is adapted into a film or a TV show, they say the book was better. But in this case, I'd argue the TV show was better. Book was, it felt like a kind of book that was written for a Colin Hoover audience, if that makes sense. For like, yeah, that might just be me. But the adaptation was still great, right? Her third book, Beautiful World, Where Are You? She's back in form with that one, because that book is brilliant as well. And you can see it's like a soul sequel, soul sequel of the first one, Conversation with Friends. And this book is really, really great. And on first read, I liked this book a lot, and now I'm rereading it, and it's still good on the reread. A funny story. I suggested this book to someone who had suggested me a Colin Hoover book, and back then I didn't know who Colin Hoover was. So this person suggested me to recommended me basically to read a book called November 9, which I read, and I liked it. I quite liked the book. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, this is the kind of book that Bollywood might adapt and make a film out of it. It had the melodrama, the romance, everything that a teenager would desire in a book, right, or would want to read in a book. And once I finished that book, I realized that the person that I suggested Beautiful World to might not like Beautiful World, and it turns out she didn't. She was like, I didn't get it. They were just writing letters to each other, and it's written in a letter form. Like there are 2 lead characters, female characters, Alice and I forgot the name of the other one, man. It's something, yeah, I just forgot it. So they both write each other letters, and it's kind of amazing. I really like it. I really like the writing, and really like how these characters think and feel about everything, about their sexuality, about their life, about their success, about how life has turned out for them, and everything, right? So I would really recommend this book. But if you want to dig deep into Sally Rooney, what do you call, you don't call it discography, what do you call, just whatever it is, not a filmography, not a discography, I think her written work, then one should start from Conversation with Friends, because without a doubt that's a masterpiece. There's also a TV show adaptation of Conversation with Friends, which I haven't watched yet, because I think it might ruin the book for me for some reason. Or I might just come around and watch it in near future. Let's see. I have anything else to talk about, to be honest. What else can I talk about? I'm just thinking, let me just freestyle something. Because with this podcast, what I'm thinking is it's gonna be mostly stream of consciousness. It's not like I haven't written a script. I have written script and prompt so that I wouldn't just make shit up as I go, because it's hard to come up with things when you're speaking, especially when you're doing it for the first time, right? So I have written certain prompts, certain lines, certain scripts to go along with, and maybe I'll get better at this with time, with episodes after episodes, and maybe one day we'll get sponsors instead of shit, piss and abortion, and maybe we won't, because really I'm not looking out for money. I don't wanna, this is a labor of love for me. I just wanna do this. This is gonna be like documentation of my life as I go along. So see, today is 10th August 2024. As of now I'm 28 years old, right? And if I do this consistently, I can always go back, and I'm gonna put it online. Obviously I'm gonna put it on YouTube, Spotify, Substack, wherever I can. So when I get old, I can always go back and like, okay, when I was 28, that's what I used to think, that's what I was thinking back then. Which would be kind of neat if I ever do that, or if I ever have kids. If I have them, then maybe if they're interested in who their father was, they could always go back and dig what I was thinking, what I was saying and stuff. So I think mostly I'm going to be talking about movies and books, because I really like those. Movies I really enjoy, and I'm currently working on a spec screenplay, which is nothing but a screenplay that you write and you try to pitch it, that nobody wants, nobody has commissioned it, but you just write it and you just wish that somebody would take it and make it into a film, or somebody would give you money to make it into a film. And well, I don't hope that. I hope that I just finish the script and maybe I'll get to make it on my own, with my own money, or maybe a friend would help me out or something like that. Maybe I'll invite someone at some point on the podcast and have a conversation with them, have like one-on-one chat with them, and maybe we won't keep them anonymous. We'll have subject matter experts on topics in near future, hopefully, if we get to that point. I'm really hoping that I do this consistently. That's all I'm hoping. So if today is 10th August and I'm probably gonna be releasing this on Sunday, which is tomorrow, 11th August. So I wanna do this. I wanna release one episode every Sunday. So that's the plan basically. I don't know how it's gonna go. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it goes well. Other than that, I don't have much else. So the thing I'm writing right now, the working title is Frozen Piss in a Wine Bottle. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep this title or not, but it just I had written this title a while ago. I had written this story a while ago, matter of fact, like in 2019 or something. Now I'm rewriting it from a different perspective, because back when I wrote it from my own perspective. So the guy character in the story was sort of a lead character, was sort of a main hero of the story. But now I've just completely flipped it, and now I'm making the girl character, the female character, the protagonist of the film, of the story at least. So let's see how that goes. And I'm stuck on the first part of the film, or first act of the film. It's something. I hope I finish it. On that note, I think it's time to say goodbye, because I don't have much else. I don't have any topic to talk about. This is just an introduction of the podcast that hopefully sustains. just hoping, man. Right? And yeah, that's it. Whiners and Losers, the most critically acclaimed podcast of 21st century in whole wide world. Cheers.